Right now, we'll be doing APM 50 mark question. Okay, and first, what we will be doing, we will look at the requirements first. Okay, so here we go. Write a report to the board of Maddy to respond to its instructions for work on the following areas. Okay, one is performance reporting, uh, 14 marks available for it. Minimum performance levels, that is cleanliness, 18 marks available for it. There are 10 marks available for the part of the work and required on this area, and 8 marks available for the second part of the work required on this area. Finally, the transfer pricing proposal, 8 marks available for it. Okay. Professional marks will be awarded for the demonstration of skills in communication, analysis, and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen in your answer. Okay. So straight away, let's jump to the scenario now and look at the scenario in detail. Medi, first exhibit we have related to the company information. So Medi is a fast food chain which operates restaurants in several locations. It was established by the current board members who are all shareholders. Okay. So industry is a fast food chain and it has several restaurants in various locations. It was established by the current board members who are all shareholders. Okay. When they opened the first Mehdi restaurant in 2002, the restaurant quickly gained a good reputation through positive customer reviews on social media for the quality and the price of its food, for its customer service and its cleanliness. Since then, Mehdi has grown quickly. Okay. By August 2005, it had opened another 12 restaurants under the Mehdi brand with the same overall business model, product range, and look and feel as the original restaurant. Okay, Mehdi's overall objective. Now, firstly, for the report, we have to look at the objectives. So, the overall objective is to maximize shareholder wealth. Achieve this overall objective, Maddie has two supporting aims. And what are those? To increase the number of restaurants. Okay. Maddie has ambitious growth objectives to increase number of restaurants, including franchise restaurants. The Maddie is a successful business. The lack of the available finance has mean that the rate of opening its own new restaurants has recently slowed. Okay. To achieve like for like revenue growth for at least 15% each year. Okay. The board believes a key factor in achieving this for Maddie to achieve industry leading performance across a range of factors relating to quality of service. Okay. Quality of service. Like for like revenue growth is that achieved by means other than the growth due to the opening of new restaurants and excludes growth from other one-off events which may distort the measurement of performance. In order to help achieve its overall objective, Medi has recently established 8 franchise restaurants consistent with the first supporting aim to increase the number of restaurants, including franchise restaurants. One of these franchise restaurants is located in neighboring country where the Medi brand is not widely recognized. Okay. Each franchise is owned and managed by a franchise, is operated as a business which is totally separate from Mandy. The franchise pays for franchisee pays franchise fees to Mandy and is return is able to trade under the Mandy's brand. All food items, cooking equipment, fixtures, and fittings and makings materials are provided to the franchisee by the Mandy to the extent that from the customer's point of view, a franchise restaurant is indistinguishable from one owned by the Medi. The franchise fees paid by the franchisee to Medi have two elements. The the one-off setup fee, which varies in amount according to the size of new franchise. This covers the cost of fixtures, fittings, equipment, as well as staff training and initial marketing the new restaurant in the local press and online using social media and pay per click advertisements. For some of the new franchises, the setup costs incurred by Medi have exceeded the setup fee agreed with the franchisee, and the board is keen to ensure that that does not happen in the future. An ongoing fee of 10% of the franchisee's revenue is paid to Medi in return for the provision of an extensive IT infrastructure, continuing IT and marketing support, and license to trade under the Medi brand. All food items purchased by the franchisee from Medi and the cost of these are additional to the franchise fees. Now Exhibit 2. Before Medi continues with the next phase of its growth plans, the board has asked you for advice relating to the performance reporting at Medi. The boards want to evaluate whether the current performance report, which is in Appendix 1, which it uses on a quarterly basis, is fit for purpose. The board has instructed that you are not required to evaluate the performance of any aspects of Maddie's business. Let us move to the appendix one first. Exhibit 4, where is, yeah, here it is. Now, appendix 1. We have year to date in 2005, year to date revenue 4095. In quarterly, in quarter three, it was 1455. In quarter three, two, it's 1365. In quarter one, it's 1275. And before that, as we can see, 49208 and 400. We have cost of sales, which includes staff costs, right? Ingredients, consumables, cleaning products, total cost of sales 24609. Okay. Then we have gross profit percentage only. Maddie's franchise restaurants revenue, total franchises fees. We can see sale of ingredients, total revenue from franchise restaurants, cost of sales, setup costs, ongoing support costs, total cost of sales, gross profit, GP percentage. So, franchise fees and income from sale of ingredients payable to Maddie from franchises, consists incurred by the Maddie of providing ingredients and setup and ongoing costs to franchisees. Now, as a whole company, again we have revenue, cost of sales, gross profit percentage, ROCE, return on capital employed, number of restaurants, okay, non-financial performance measures, cleanliness, food delivery time, and that's it. Okay. So we will look at the other requirements and other areas after it. Let us first discuss the first answer, right? And for this, let me open the separate tab. What was the question name? Maddie. Okay. So, for communication purpose, we have to first do it in form of report. So let us do it December 22. What we will say, our first heading is report, and what we will say to the board of Maddy from an accountant date September 2005, subject performance report, performance reporting at Maddy. So, firstly, we will give the introduction, and what we will say this report considers whether the current performance report is fit for purpose as Maddy begins the next stage of the growth plans. It then discusses problems relating to the reporting of minimum performance level, performance levels on cleanliness by franchisees. Finally, it evaluates a proposal to use an alternative method of transfer pricing for the first franchise to be established outside Maddy's home country. Wow. Okay. So, first heading. What's our first heading? What do you think? Well, evaluation of performance report. What we will say in the evaluation of performance report. So, what we will say? We will say Maddy has two supporting aims: focused on ambitious targets to increase the number of restaurants and to achieve like for like revenue growth of at least 15% each year. Though uh, the number of restaurants is shown, but there are no measures or ratios showing the change in any metric from period to period. There is also no measure of like for like revenue growth or comparison with the 15% target or any other budgets or target or any other budgets or targets. The report is not therefore fit for the purpose, fit for the purpose of measuring achievement of these supporting aims. Okay. One area where the report does give some relevant data is of is on non-financial performance measures the board believes that having industry leading performance measures leading performance across a range of factors relating to quality of service is a key factor in achieving Right, sorry for the problem. The internet got disconnected, so I just got back. Yeah. So what I was saying that so the ratings and so the ratings for cleanliness and food delivery time are relevant. Okay, they are relevant to the to that objective, but there are only two measures shown which will not cover the full range of factors, nor is there any external comparison to the industry. There any external comparison to the industry to indicate if this objective is being achieved. This is possibly due to the difficulties due to the difficulties of obtaining performance data from competitors. All right. Now, further is related to the franchise aspect. So, with, in which we will say in relation to the franchise aspect of the business, the board also has the objective of ensuring that in the future, the setup costs Maddy incur, sorry, Maddy incur Do not exceed. Do not exceed the setup fee charge to the franchisees as happened as has happened in the past. Though the setup costs are clearly shown, the setup fees are not split. The setup fees are not split out from ongoing fees, rather just total franchise fees are shown. Franchise fees are shown. The report will not help Maddie making a loss on the setup fees for new franchises in the future stages of its growth plans. So, a limitation of the data on non financial performance is that on non financial performance is that it appears to be aggregated for owned and franchised restaurants. It is impossible to see how each part of the business is performing. One of the franchise is located in a neighboring country, where the Maddy brand is not, is not widely recognized. It may be useful to make an adjustment to make an adjustment for the fact that performance may initially performance may uh, yeah, performance may adjustment for the fact that performance may initially be low due to this, due to this. Okay. The report contains some non-financial data. Okay. Report contains some financial data. The report contains mostly financial measures. Financial measures are backwards looking measures of historic performance rather than measures of the drivers of future performance. One as one factor slowing Maddie's growth in the number of restaurants is the availability of finance. The performance report should include Data relating financial position, financial position, and Maddy's ability to obtain finance. Okay. A report for board level use, for example, strategic decision making, should be highly summarized. Okay. Uh, a report for board level use, for example, for strategic decision making, should be highly summarized. The current report contains a large amount of data large amount of data and is too detailed for board level use. Okay. This would risk overloading the board with information which can be confusing and distract attention from any key trends. The value of some measures, for example, the cost of sales for cleaning products, are insignificant and not worth including. on the performance report. Okay. And last, the report does include several years of data, which is used for which is useful for establishing trends. However, the scale of the business was much smaller, much smaller in 2000x2 and 2000x3. So it is doubtful whether comparisons with these years are meaningful. The report contains no commentary which would have explained key trends or apparent anomalies such as the low GP in X4, nor is there any any graphical information which may help the board visualize key trends more easily. Now, the conclusion for this report. Okay. So, what will be the conclusion for me? Well, overall, the current performance report, the report is not fit for purpose. mainly because it does not adequately address all MEDI objectives. It should also include more non-financial data because these relate to the drivers of financial performance and will ultimately lead to achieving the overall objective to maximize shareholder wealth. Well, I hope it's clear to there.